Good morning, everyone, and happy Monday to each and every one of you. Thank you all for joining us today, and welcome to D.I.V.E, Diversity, Including Various Ethnicities. I am Iris Owens, your host, and on the line with me is my beautiful and wonderful co-host. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Happy Monday.
Yes,
And happy May. It's May 1st. We
that's
have a
right. Happy May.
new month, new day, new
Yes.
mercy. So, hey,
Don't you love
I'm
it?
I'm here for it. Yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes, yes,
So what
yes.
are we talking about today, Iris?
So today, Jessica, we're going to dive into, because it
Mm-hmm.
is May, but May is also the month of Asian American Pacific Islanders Heritage Month. And so
Okay.
I'm so excited that we're going to have this opportunity to dive into some great information and share with our audience what that actually means, how it came to be to have an
Mm-hmm.
Asian American Pacific Islanders Month, and
Mm-hmm.
who is included in that, because I think that's something is really important for us as we deal with different walks of life, diversity,
Right.
equity, and inclusion. It is important that we know and how we can best serve the clients that we will come across, or even if they're not clients, to be able to share information with whomever
Right.
need it. So
Most definitely. So if nothing else, just to uh just kind of we're just going to kind of briefly touch the surface of what Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month, what all it entails.
yes,
So what
absolutely.
exactly is Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month?
Okay. So, and
It's a
we have
mouthful.
said that, we're saying that's right. It's a mouthful. So there's an acronym for it, and it's
Okay.
AAPI. So if we refer to AAPI, you know that we are referring to Asian American Pacific Islander. So
Okay.
basically, this month basically came about in initially it came about to commemorate and to honor the first immigrants of the first Japanese people who came to the United States, which occurred on May 7th, 1843. And so it's also a significant month because it recognizes what's called Golden Spike Day, which occurred
Okay.
on May 10th, 1869. And that marks the completion of the transcontinental railroad that was built with significant contributions from Chinese workers.
Okay.
So
Wow.
I
Okay.
love the fact that we're getting the why it's in the month of May and the history
Mm-hmm.
of it, so that now we understand when this month comes up, we're like, oh, now we know what's going on. And that's the purpose of this today, right?
Okay. Most
So,
definitely.
so Jessica, do
Mm-hmm.
did you have any idea what countries are Pacific or Asian Pacific American?
I'm gonna be quite honest with you. Um, this may not be my brightest moment, but the only country that came to mind instantly was Asia. The
Okay,
and all of the continent of Asia and all of the countries within Asia. That
okay,
was that was all that I really thought about.
yes,
But once I started doing a little more digging, I
yes,
realized it was so much more than just what was in the continent of Asia. It's actually more than that.
absolutely,
So
absolutely.
I was able to find out that it's such a broad term in reference to Asian Pacific. But what it does, it encompasses the Asian continent, like I said, but it
Yes.
also includes the Pacific Islands. And
Mhm.
that includes like New Guinea, uh, New Caledonia,
Yes.
uh, Fiji, the Solomon
Yes.
Islands. I didn't think of those islands when we were, saying Asian Pacific or those islands didn't even come to my mind. And to
Right.
be honest, thinking of Fiji, we think, oh my God, beautiful island, beautiful,
Yes.
you know, greenery and things of that nature. I really didn't know who Fiji belonged to. I'm
Absolutely. We just
just
all
being
see it
honest.
as this beautiful place, but we
Right.
never have, like on a map. I don't know how many of us have ever actually gone to a map and say, oh, where are the Fiji Islands? And unless you've ever visited there or someone has told you that they've been there, you probably never even thought about it. So
No, so
this has
this
been
this
very
really
educational. Yes.
exactly, and that's really one of the things that I do love about um, DEI, and it's allowing us to really expand and broaden our horizon when it comes to other ethnicities, because
Yes.
we are so uh, I think we are so pre-programmed to just what we see on a day-to-day basis,
Yes.
those individuals we interact on a day-to-day basis, that we
Mhm.
kind of overlook that there's so many others. So I'm just grateful for the opportunity, but just to let our listeners know that it actually goes all the way out to the Polynesian Islands, which includes New Zealand, the Hawaiian Islands, which is a part of
Absolutely.
us,
Yes.
so we can't forget our part of it. Then we have you have Samoa, American Samoa, French Polynesian, you have the Easter Islands. It goes on and on and on. So it's so much. And we don't want to um, be remiss in skip over any of them. We just want
Right.
our listeners to know that there's so many of them. And we want y'all to
Yes.
take the time out to kind of do your own dive,
Absolutely.
when you have the opportunity
Absolutely.
to kind of see what all islands and countries are represented under this category.
Absolutely.
So
That
now
that's
that we're in
really
the
good.
month of May, Iris,
Hmm.
now that we're here in the month of May, which I love the month of May. It's my father's birthday month. It's Mother's Day month.
Absolutely.
May is graduation month. A lot goes on in the month of May. But as far as Asian American and Pacific Islanders are concerned,
Yes.
what is the significance of this month?
So the significance of the month, again, it is also they have a theme for this year, and I think I
Mm.
pulled it up. I want to make sure, I need to find it. It's
Hmm.
talking about leadership.
Wow. Okay.
And so I thought like that was great, right? Because
Hmm.
if you all are not familiar, as realtors, there is an association for Asian. There's an Asian Real Estate Association of America, which is called AREA.
Okay.
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 And so that to me was like, wow, that's great, right?
Hmm.
Because everyone needs to be represented as it
Yes.
relates to what we do and how
Yes.
we're doing it and where we're doing it. And so
Right.
in this large world in which we live, I love that. I think it's
Hmm.
really important for us to be mindful of when we're talking to someone, how much we can garner from another culture, from another
Yes.
race, from different ethnicities. This is why D.I.V.E even came about, so that we
Yes.
could really dive into diversity, dive into ethnicity, dive into
Hmm.
race, dive into culture and history and backgrounds. And I just think that's, to me, that's a great thing to do. So the significance again is to commemorate the contributions that Asian American or Asian and Pacific Islanders have contributed to history. And just like any other culture, they have contributed so much. Like their culture is rich, right? And so I love that. I want to find though their actual let me see, I want to find it. So you guys bear with me because I do
No,
want to say
while you're looking for that,
yes,
I just want to also add, in reference to this month. Of course, we're gonna abbreviate it and say the AAPI month.
yes,
Um, this month, of course, we want to make sure that we did discuss that, on May 7th, 1843. Um,
yes.
it commemorates the immigration of the first Japanese people to the United States.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and of course, just like you touched base on the completion of the Transcontinental Railroad,
Mm-hmm.
it's so much rich culture
Yes,
as it pertains to just the Transcontinental Railroad, and what that brought alone, single-handedly, um, that changed how food items were being brought in and out of the different countries. That changed
yes,
how medicine was being brought in and out of different countries. So people were being able to utilize resources that they weren't able to utilize prior to the
Yes.
Transcontinental Railroad. So, you know, it's so much history being brought and being recognized this month. And I mean, again, this is a brief podcast, but we really don't want you to miss that. It's so much bigger than, you know, just a few minutes that we're talking about it. But
Yes.
it's it really was mind blowing. I had no clue of
Yes.
all of the things that this really included. Um, but I also wanted to just kind of touch base that we had a New York representative by the name
Hmm.
of Frank Horton, and this was back in 1977. But he introduced
Yes.
what is called the House Joint Resolution 540. That
Yes.
was proposed proclaiming the first 10 days of May as
Yes.
Asian Pacific American Heritage Week. Now they
Absolutely.
have the whole month now. We started
Right.
off with just a week.
Right. But it took 10 years. It
Yes.
took 10 years for it to become a month celebration. Just like Martin Luther King Day and
Mm-hmm.
Black
Mm-hmm.
Heritage Month. It's for me, it's always important to realize the journey of what was and what is now. I think that's
Mm-hmm.
always important for us to remember. And
Most
so
definitely.
commemorating other cultures or different cultures other than your own is so important. And so this month theme, or the
Mm-hmm.
AAPI's theme for this Heritage Month, is advancing leaders through opportunity.
I like that.
And I think how appropriate is that?
Yes.
Advancing leaders through opportunity. And leaders, to me, leaders means that when you are leading, you are not this person you're like, snapping a whip and you're whipping people into shape. It is the
Mm-hmm.
ability to give everyone the opportunity to find their gift, to find their niche, and then to help others along the way. And so I love that it is advancing leaders through opportunity. And that's the theme this year for AAPI.
I love that. To me, conversations that I've had with my kids in reference to, you know, we always tell the kids, you know, you want to be a leader and not a follower and things of that nature.
Hmm.
And of course, I have that one, not necessarily defiant child, but I have that one inquisitive child, you know, that causes me to, you know, dig and dive a little deeper into things because
Yes,
they are very inquisitive and they ask, you know, questions that kind of
correct,
probe me.
correct.
So anyway, one of the questions was, you know, well, what makes a person a leader, mom? Like, you know, you tell us to be a leader and not a follower, but what actually makes a leader? So
Yes,
not to veer off of what we're saying, but I had to explain to him a leader is someone who inspires others.
yes,
Not only inspires
yes,
them, you motivate them, but you motivate them to be their best selves.
yes,
So I feel like
absolutely.
a leader can see a vision within the other person. You can see the potential. You can see the passion that someone has, the skills and things of that nature. And what makes you a leader is that you're able to pull that out of them.
Hmm.
So, being that the theme is advancing leaders through opportunity, leaders, like I just said, are those individuals who can pull greatness out of others. Now we're giving them an opportunity,
Yes,
meaning we're limitless as to what can happen, what
yeah,
the outcome can be. So I'm
yes.
excited. I want to really take that theme into the rest of this quarter and ongoing.
I think it's a great thing to focus on,
Yes,
because
most definitely.
you asked me the question too. So the contributions, as we were talking about, of course, we know
Hmm.
that it was, the building of the Transcontinental Railroad but that was also to advocating for labor law changes in fighting in multiple wars.
See?
So just imagine that, right? That the
Hmm.
contribution had to do with the right to work and the right to be treated well and the right to have equality when it came to working. They made contributions which also they were facing persistent discrimination and violence
Mm.
in the United States. That when they came to this country, they were not treated well,
Right.
right? As many
Mm.
cultures have come to this country and are not treated well. That seems to
Right.
be an underlying theme that goes on
Hmm.
with coming to a country that is not your native land, right?
Right.
And
Right.
so how does one prevail when you have these difficult situations? And I think it stands a lot to learn from a culture that continues to persist and continues to show you we have so much to contribute. And if we
Right.
take the time out to learn and to listen, we all become better for it. All our lives are
Yeah.
enriched when you learn about another culture. So I think that's
These lessons that we have learned, these nuggets that we have been bringing, to the D.I.V.E platform, under the umbrella of DEI,
mm-hmm.
diversity, diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Yes,
Because we're including all parties, all colors, all ethnicities, for everybody from all walks of life. What we're finding is that these cultures have a sense of tenacity like none other.
absolutely. Absolutely.
They have endured, they have survived, you know,
Prevailed,
they have
thrived,
prevailed, and they're
yes.
still thriving,
Yes,
So I mean, if nothing else, it's almost you still walk away with that uh you know, it's like a sense of pride, a sense of pride and, that like we overcame yet another obstacle.
yes,
We all know obstacles are still here. We deal with obstacles on a day-to-day basis,
right.
but it's like when you look back at things like this and we see what our ancestors had to deal with, we see what, other cultures had to deal with, it gives us a sense of motivation of we
Absolutely.
too can continue to keep moving. We can
Yes,
continue to, to fight and make this place better for the next generation, because that's what they did. They fought
absolutely.
not only for themselves, but they were fighting for the generations that came behind them, who are
Yes,
now benefiting, from that,
yes,
struggle, from that sacrifice that was made.
yes.
So again, we are more alike than
Then
we
we
are
are
different.
different. That is the key, Jessica. We are more alike than we are different, and that is so true. And it was also interesting when we were doing our research that
Mm-hmm.
the question was, is Pacific Islander a race or an ethnicity?
Mm,
And so in 2000, Asian and Pacific Islander became two separate racial categories,
I didn't know that.
which to me speaks volumes because it means you really are included. As opposed to, we all know that there was a time that sometimes when you would do the census, and I'm sure back when we were younger, that there were less groups
Options.
and options on that list. And now it is amazing to see how the list is
Mm-hmm.
changing,
Mm-hmm.
where
Right.
everyone gets the ability to be identified. Because I think when you say other doesn't necessarily mean less than, just sometimes other means you haven't been identified. You're not being identified, right? So I think it's amazing that, yes, so race, ethnicity is included when it comes to, Asians and Pacific Islanders. There are so many people that we run into every day, and we think that because our language is different, or we think that because we process differently or we learn differently, that somehow we are different. But like you just said, we are more alike than we are different, and we stand so much to gain when we take the time out to learn, to listen, to learn, to pay attention. I am currently teaching the uh, Fayette County Board of Realtors um, Leadership Academy. And so for me, our acronym is LEAD. LEAD means L stands for, learn, listen, and learn, right? The A stands for, I'm sorry, the E stands for um, uh, involvement. Yeah, I mean, sorry, not involvement, being E. What does my E stand for? I'm losing my E. We'll go back. My A stands for acceptance, and D is making a difference. So I think it's really important that we pay attention to what we are doing, especially when we are speaking with our potential clients or potential customers to really pay attention to what it is that we are doing, what we're saying, to not be offensive. And if you don't know, then ask the question. It's better
Right.
to
It's
ask the
just a
question
matter
than to
of
assume
just asking.
anything.
Exactly. And
Right.
I feel like, you know, most people, they are willing to answer your question. Matter of fact, they are happy that you ask.
Yes, they want to share it with you. They want to share with you. And I think
Right.
that's the most
They
important
it's
thing
an
in the world.
opportunity. It's an opportunity for them to now, you know, share a little bit of their culture with you, and you vice versa can share a little bit of your culture, and you both walk
Yes,
away with more knowledge in reference to, again, the similarities versus the differences, because they are more we are, like I say, we are more similar than we are different. So
that
again, today, I mean, I'm challenging our listeners.
mm, I love that you always have a challenge, Jessica.
I'm challenging our listeners. You know, if you're at work, you're in the grocery store, you're at the mall, you're at the gas station, wherever you may be, if you see someone, introduce yourself, say hi. You understand? First of all, we want to always
Yes,
be kind. You know, is kind will take us further than anything. My grandmother
right,
used to say, you know, being nice will take you further
right,
than being nasty to anybody. But you
correct,
know, sometimes just spark a conversation, you know,
right,
and just take see where it takes you.
right.
You know, we are so you know, we have tunnel vision so much, you know, that we're just, you know, moving from point A to point B and not really taking time to smell the flowers and look and see what's happening around us, you know,
Absolutely.
and we're missing things like that. So just take the time to say hi to somebody that you normally wouldn't say hi
Right.
to,
That's
and
correct.
just see where it takes you.
Right.
Just see
And
what
so
happens.
I want to go back and make sure that I leave you all with when I was saying lead. So lead is learn and listen. That's what the L stands for. The E stands for empower. Okay. The A stands for accept. And the D stands for make a difference. And that
I
is
think
what
that's perfect.
that's what we do every day as realtors.
That is true.
We have to listen and learn in order to be able to serve our clients properly, to deliver and execute what it is that they are looking for and what they have asked us to do. We have to empower them with information so that they understand when they need to make these decisions, what is it that they're making this decision on, and that they have information to make a educated decision, right? And then the accept, accept where our clients are, accept who they are, accept their culture, accept the differences of whom we are. But again, we are all more alike than we are different.
Right.
And then lastly, make a difference. And we make a difference in a not just in someone buying a house. That's not what we make the difference in. We make a difference in the whole family, the trajectory of a family,
Mm-hmm.
the value of a family, the wealth of a family. And when I say wealth, I don't mean that in dollars and cents. Yes, that is where we help make a difference, but we also make a difference in the wealth of the history, of the culture, of the background, of the history of this family. And so we have to just be so mindful. I'm grateful for the fact that I always say I don't sell homes, right? We help dreams come to fruition. And I think we need to remember that
Absolutely.
all the time,
Absolutely.
right? Because
Absolutely.
imagine
Absolutely.
if you are your family came to or went to any other country that you were not a part of that culture, you were not a part of that native land. Imagine what that feels like coming into a place where no one looks like you, no one understands what you're saying or understands your language, and they may not have the patience to try to learn, right? To be, even want to be bothered to understand
Right.
what your history is, what your story is. And I think
Exactly.
it's important that when we are working with our clients and we are doing what we do every day, that we always remember that. Like, never assume anything about anyone, but to take the time out. I love that they're saying, you know, empowering leadership for their
Yes.
theme is you
I
know,
love that. And
I
I'm gonna
love
take
that.
that. I'm gonna take that and run with it. And I think that's the best place to end it with lead. We're gonna
Yes,
listen, learn, empower, accept, and make a
make a
difference.
difference. It's awesome.
I love it. That was
Love it.
perfect.
So
So
guys, I hope you garnered some nuggets today, and make sure you share this. You share this. And also, for those of you who are listening and you have a dynamic or inspiring story that you would love to share with us on Dive, please reach out to us. We'd love to have you be a
absolutely.
guest and share your
Absolutely.
story, share your background, share whatever it is, share the impact that you're currently making. We would love to hear it.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Till next
Well,
time.
till next time, we thank you all so much. Enjoy the rest of the day. Have a great week, and we'll see you all next week. Thanks, Jessica.
You're more than welcome. Bye, everybody.
Bye.